Good morning, guys. We are gambling again. It is now 11:20 in the morning. I'm walking over to Egg Slut to try it again. Gonna see if we can actually get some food to go and take it to the poker room. So I'm cutting it really close. I mean, I'm banking on the line not being that long on a Monday. I hope. I don't know. I could not tell you.
That's crazy.
I'm not from here, so I don't know if it's shorter on Mondays than it is Sundays. You would think so. I don't know. I really hope so. Because I'm making the walk again. It's kind of far, so let's see what happens. As far as today is day 2 of the main event. We've got 34,600 chips. Obviously not many, but I've learned a lot of things on this trip, guys. This live trip. I learned that I have so much discipline when it comes to online poker, and my structure and my schedule, my days off, and everything that I have with that I have to bring to these live poker trips. Because the next live poker trip, what I've learned is that what I'm gonna do, did I go the wrong way? Fuck me. Okay, I gotta think, no, I didn't go the wrong way. Okay, yeah. So what I learned is that in this next live poker trip, I'm gonna look at the schedule and see which tournaments I want to play and which tournaments I don't want to play. To have it ready, to know exactly what I'm gonna play and what I'm not interested in playing, so that I can actually schedule my days off. And it's important, I think, to have like 1 or 2 days off when you're on a live trip of, a week or 2 or whatever, and not make like last second decisions like I've been basically doing in this live trip, where I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna play this satellite because whatever. But to actually have a schedule, to actually have a disciplined kind of way of looking at it is the one thing I've really learned. And also another thing that I've learned is there's so much variance, guys, with MTTs. There's so much variance. So you got to realize that and just be okay with that, I guess. So yeah, just learn to deal with that and be fine with accepting all the variance that comes along with like playing live MTTs in Vegas or anywhere, right? Because when you're playing a live MTT, usually like, the structures are bad. So looking for those best structured tournaments is going to be ideal. Like in the main event with the 2-hour blind levels, I can feel my edge. I can really feel it. Now in these other tournaments, like the satellites where it's like 20-minute blind levels and then it changes to 30-minute blind levels, or a lot of other tournaments are just 30-minute blind levels all throughout, which is 4 times worse than the main event, right? So you can see your edge, right? You can see it across the table. You're like, okay, these guys, there's a lot of bad players in there, but you can't like really feel and harness your edge because there's not that much post-flop play. You just get short really fast and you're playing like 20 to 30 big blinds. Even if you build a stack, you can build a stack to like 60, 70 big blinds and have a massive stack in those things. But then everyone else is at 20, 30 big blinds. You open, right? You open the cutoff and some recreational player just jams in the small blind. Where's your edge, right? Where's your edge, guys? So when you're playing these deeper structures in live tournament, you can actually feel your edge. When I say that, I mean because you have a lot of post-flop spots. It's not 3-bet jamming. It's not any garbage like that. It's actual poker. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward to in the future in live trips. Looking for good, at least 40-minute blind level structures. 1 hour is better. 2 hours the main event. Obviously ideal, but you can't find tournaments like that. So looking at the structure in combination with the field and just playing the highest value tournaments possible and making sure to get those days off. So all right, so we're inside the Cosmo now. Fun fact, actually, don't tell anybody, but I'm trespassed from the Cosmopolitan because about 7 or 8 years ago, I was here with a friend that was counting cards, playing blackjack, and I was with him, and we got escorted out of the Cosmopolitan, and I was told that if I am in here, they would be putting me in jail.
This is car 15. I'm gonna need backup.
This line is just too long again, guys. Fuck me. Oh my God. Do I actually just wait on it though? I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. It's just too long. It's just too long, guys. I'm gonna hang up and see if I can find something else around here that I can just eat. And I'll let you guys know how everything's going after first break. Good luck us. Cheers. All right, guys, we're making the walk of shame here. Aww. Just a couple of pots that I played. First one, I actually got up from 33.6 up to around like mid 50s, like 53, 54,000. There was one hand where I had Jack 8 suited. Somebody opens cutoff. I call, and the big blind calls as well. I don't remember exactly which blinds we were at. Yeah, so the flop comes queen 10-9. We flop the second nuts. It goes check, check. I bet half pot. Guy in the cutoff calls. I'm on the button, by the way. And turn comes a 9. So it's kind of a weird card. So now it's queen 10, 9, 9. He checks. I bet half pot again. And he calls again. Then the river is a king that brings in a backdoor flush. So it's like a terrible run out for our hand, really. I mean, the board paired on a turn and the flush card came on the river. So he checks and I check. He had queen 10, so he had 2 pair. We ended up winning that pot, so that's what kind of got me up around 55-ish or so. Then after that, I wasn't able to really win any pots. Nothing super interesting happened, and then like a tighter old man opens to 2,500 at big blind 1,000. He was on the hijack. So, and he had min raised a couple of times before. He's playing really tight. I knew he had a strong hand. I mean, I definitely knew he had a strong hand. But yeah, I mean, you'll hear about whatever. So he opens 2,500 on the hijack, and cutoff and the button both call 2,500. So with the blinds and antes and everything, there's 10,000 in the middle already. And I had 37,000 chips. So I had 37 big blinds in the small blind. And I wake up with ace king suited. So I'm like, okay, my two options are, one option is to make a non-all-in raise, but it's kind of weird with 37K in, and there was a raise of 2,500 and 2 calls. So it's like, I could go to like 9,500. Then like, I'm not really, like, I'm not going to fold to a jam at that point once I put in like 30% of my stack, you know? And I could invite some calls from like queen jack suited, queen 10 suited, pocket eights or whatever. So I was like, I think jamming is going to be the best play here. And I stick with that. You know, if I jam there and I get it through, I'm up to 47K. Like, I make 10,000 chips. If I get called, sometimes I'm flipping and I'll win the flip and win a nice big pot, you know? And that's what happened is, so I jammed 37K. And the old guy is like tanking, so I was like, okay, if he's tanking, like, he's not the kind of guy that probably tank with aces or kings. I was hoping he didn't have aces or kings, but he was tanking, and then he announced, I'm all in for 68K. As soon as he said that, I was like, I'm in some trouble. I'm in some trouble here if he goes all in, you know? The other two side folded. One of them said they had ace queen suited, and they would have called me if the old guy folded. And the other guy had pocket sevens, and he said he would have called me if the old guy folded. So they were both wanting to play for it all. But the old guy ended up having pocket jacks. So we were in a flip, guys. Honestly, I really thought I was gonna win that flip. I don't know why. I just felt like I was gonna win that flip, guys. But we didn't. We didn't win the flip. You know. That's what it was. That's all it was, guys. So ace king suited versus pocket jacks. We're in, and if I win that pot with blinds, antes, and all this stuff, I would have had, how much would I have had if I win that pot? It doesn't really matter. Like 82,000, which would have been slightly above start, which I would have felt really good with because of the structure of this tournament. You know, this is a tournament, the main event, that I would really like to play again. I didn't realize it was going to be as good as it was. I didn't realize how good the structure is. I guess I should have realized based on the fact that it goes like 9 or 10 days or whatever. but the structure is so good, which means there's so much post-flop play, which means the edges are very high, which means I just feel confident versus all the MTT regs in the field in post-flop play. Like most of the MTT regs, obviously the top guys are going to be really tough, but like your average MTT reg, I feel really good about going post-flop versus those kind of guys. And then you get all the fish that you go post-flop with. So it's actually like, it's actually such a fantastic tournament, and it's just, yeah, it's just a wonderful tournament. Like the reg to fish ratio is very, very good for a $10,000 buy-in. My goodness, I can't even believe some of these guys forking up 10,000. I really can't. And yeah, so it sucks, you know. Now we are officially down 22,700 on the trip. I have no idea what I'm gonna do next, but I'll keep you guys updated. Probably go check on a couple of the guys that are still in. I know Fonzie's still in. Ryan LaPlante is still in. He's got a decent stack, 185,000 last time I checked. So he has 3x starting stack. And then Cesar Bushoff is still in there. Patrick, I think, is still in there. I hope is still in there. I'm not sure. He was kind of short. So we'll see what happens, guys. I will keep you updated on what I decide to do. I'm just not sure yet. It hurts, you know, it really hurts. But to be fair, I was kind of expecting to be losing a lot. I mean, I was expecting to bust, you know, considering I only had 34,600 starts a day. But it just still hurts, guys. It really does hurt, and yeah, it sucks. It's true that when you bust a main, it's just, God, it's terrible. But if you build a stack in the main, you feel amazing. But you never want to focus on building a stack anyways. You want to just focus on playing your best poker and, you know, just doing your best. Just doing your best. Playing your best every single hand that you have. And then hoping that that's going to accumulate chips. You know, you don't want to focus on accumulating chips, because the only way you can accumulate chips is playing your best. When I look back at every poker tournament I played so far in Vegas, these live tournaments, I really, really do feel that I played really good. I think I just ran really, 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 really bad out here. I know that's what everyone says, but it's just true. I mean, I got absolutely destroyed in terms of like just every spot, like any meaningful flip or any time I was ahead or coolers. It's just like, or my big bluffs just not getting, there's just nothing really worked, you know. Nothing really worked in spots where I thought were good. So, and then when I did have it, somebody had a slightly better hand or sucked out on me somehow pre-flop or whatever. So I'm holding my chin high, and I am going to look at what tournaments are running today or what's going on, and decide what I want to do from there. I might play like a 2K at the Win or something. I don't know. I have no idea right now. So just lounging, and we'll figure it out. All right, I'll keep you guys updated.